Hello, everybody. Good evening. Am I audible? Please confirm. Good evening to all my dear friends at Biotecnika. Welcome to the webinar on CSIR Net Mission 2020. I hope I'm clearly audible and my PowerPoint is also visible. Okay. So, how was the exam on 15th December? How did it go? Okay, it was moderate. Okay, tough. Okay, all right. So overall, what did you find? Online exam was easy to handle or difficult? Some people said that it was difficult. Yes, because of the part C questions were very lengthy, right? So you had to really scroll in between the window. So the question paper was little. Okay, fair enough. So no problem. We are here, CSIR Net Mission 2020, and let's kickstart. As you know, a few days from now, we'll be in the year 2020. How many days from now? Roughly around 12 days from now, we'll be in 2020. And I want you to enter this next decade with success. And that is why we have termed our mission as Mission 2020. And what we are going to do is, so today's agenda quickly, we're going to have a small motivational talk by me where I'm going to help you understand the importance of CSIR net, and also I'm going to keep you motivated throughout the session. And also I'm going to tell you certain tips and tricks which will help you strategize better. Followed by that, I'll be joined by my colleague Urmimala, and she'll be talking about the strategy, important topics, and how to handle online exams. Okay. And after that, very crucial part will be handled by Dr. Priyanjana. That will be time management and timetable management. You know, time management is during the exam, and timetable management is throughout the next 6 months so that you can qualify, right? So all these things will be there in this power packed webinar. And throughout the workshop, feel free to ask your questions because all the experts are online live and they will be answering your questions in the chat. As you can see, the chat window is right here. So feel free to ask your questions. Now, when I am talking, I may not be able to answer your question. So my other team members will be answering. I'll be joining you back once my session gets over. Okay. Now, at the end, I'm going to give away downloadable ebook PDF. Okay, that PDF will have the mission 2020, what you should be doing, how you should be strategizing, what are the things you should be taking care of, and then there will be a topic wise timetable PDF that will give you. You can take a printout of that, you can stick in front of you at your study table, and you can look at it every day. I'll show you a sample of that also during my recording. Also, we'll be giving you an infographic PDF downloadable for CSIR net, which will have all the do's and don'ts which you should be doing throughout your preparation. And of course, we will be providing you the PowerPoints and webinar recording after the webinar gets over. But we'll be providing all this and more to all those who attend the webinar till the end. So promise me you're going to attend the webinar till the end. Are you? Okay, perfect. So, as we know, CSIR net is a different ball game, right? So, it's not a university exam; it's a different ball game altogether, and it requires a different approach than regular exams. You see, regular exams have got they're offline and they are having a pass percentage, and of course very comfortably you have previous year papers, you can just practice and just go and write the exam. But here it cannot be achieved only through mugging formulas. Okay, this is not a university exam you can just go and vomit on the paper and works. No, here it's being conducted by a very specialized authority, the NTA, National Testing Authority, and now that it is online, it requires even smarter strategy. Okay, and now that you have already written the exam on 15 December, you already know it is not what it used to be. Okay, so the preparation strategy has to change, the approach has to change, and you need to understand that you are not just going to write exam, you're going to compete against others, and the cutoff will depend on how others also perform. It is not going to depend on how you perform. Okay, so if the question paper is easy, the cutoff is going to be high, so you have to really be good in scoring, okay, and avoid negative marking, which is not there in any other exam, right? So preparing for competitive exam is just like weight loss. Now why do I say weight loss? Because I'm going to give you a similarity. So competitive exam depends on how much dedicated you are. Okay, so here I have created a small comparison. You see, when we want to do a weight loss, suppose our weight is 95 kilos and we want to reduce, so first thing we have to do is create an environment. Okay, so what kind of environment we need here? So we need a environment to study. Same way, while you are going to do workout, what do? You put a mirror in the house or the gym. You start going to the gym, or put a mirror so that you can see yourself. You buy a weighing machine. Same way, when you are going to study for competitive exam, you are going to create an environment. So the first thing in your environment is your table. Okay, so let me assume this is your table. Okay, so suppose this is your table. In front of the table, what you keep is going to have a huge impact on how you prepare. Okay, because that will help you stay determined. Okay, so the first thing what we have done is we have come out with a topic wise timetable on what date what you should study and how many hours. So that we have created, and we are going to give you the PDF of that, so you can print it out, stick in front of your study table. Okay, and this timetable has been designed by experts, so you need not worry, how would I follow? It's very simple to follow. Now the first thing is environment. So in front of your study table, stick this timetable. Now the third point would be focused approach. So of course you need determination, you need a focused approach towards your goal. Okay, then you need the right tools, and in this case you need the right books. Now many of the students keep asking, in fact right now also I can see a lot of you asking that what are the important books, or what are the right books for this. There are a lot of books in the market, but none of them were written from the CSIR net point of view, and that is why at Biotecnika we wrote our own book for this, and that we call it as a printed study material, a set of 14 books which we give along with coaching free of cost to all of you if you are joining the 6th January batch. So what happens with these right tools? So when you have the right tools, you will save on time. Okay, now the same thing with access to gym. So the way you have if you want to do weight loss, you have to go to a gym. Same way, when you want to qualify a competitive exam, you have to go for a full blown coaching institute. You need to have the access of the best coaching in your area, or you can go for the online coaching which Biotecnika provides. Now you need to have the right access to the personal trainer if you want to lose weight. Same way here, if you want to qualify the exam, you need to have access to the best mentor 24/7, and that is why at Biotecnika you can approach the teacher 24/7. So our teachers work in shift, so every time we have a set of 5 to 7 teachers online who would reply to your queries and help you qualify. Now the same next thing would be daily efforts. You need daily efforts to qualify exam. Let's be clear here, friends. Some people say, hey, I will just study at the last moment and qualify. You may be Einstein, but even he needs to work hard. And if you are not an Einstein, you see, hard work beats talent. How much ever talented your other competitors can be, if you are hardworking, if you are putting in daily effort, you are going to qualify. Now coming to the self belief, if you do not believe in yourself, you cannot qualify this exam, for that matter any exam. So what does that mean? You see, self belief comes from within. Okay, but if you are not motivated, that self belief will be going out of the window, and that is what we have focused in our book, the book which I told you here, which I'm going to give you. We have extensively worked on the self belief part, so that when you are going to read this ebook, you will realize that it will help you increase your self belief. Okay, and now next point is, so now we do we agree that weight loss and competitive exam is the same, right? So whether you want to lose weight or you want to qualify an exam, you need all this. You need an environment, you need the determination, focused approach, you need the right tools, you need access to the best coaching, you need to have the access to the best mentors, you need to put in daily effort, and you need to have self-belief. Now you see, many people say, hey, I can just go for walk and I can lose weight, right? Same way some people say, I can not join coaching and still qualify, right? But it takes time, right? Now, if it takes time, you see there is a cutoff. Your age limit is a cutoff. Why you want to risk? Why you want to spend 2 years in something which you can do it in 6 months by taking coaching? And that is what taking coaching at Biotecnika will help you. Now, let us start with our mission, the motivational session of CSIR Net. Now, you cannot qualify CSIR Net if it's not your mission in the year 2020. So, how many of you are on a mission in the year 2020 to qualify? Please reply in chat, yes or no. Are you on a mission? If the answer is yes, okay, so I can see a lot of yes. So if your answer is yes, then definitely you're going to qualify. Nobody can stop you. And you have to stick to this mission. So let me help you build your mission for 2020 CSIR Net. And all you will need is motivation, guidance, support, coaching, access to the right books and library, access to the best mentors, self-belief, and self-control. You need to have self-control, just like workout or losing weight. If you eat too much, what happens? You will gain weight. Same way, self-control. I know there is going to be a festival. 14th of January there'll be a festival. March there'll be a festival. Every month there is a festival. India is the country of festivals. But if you don't have self-control, you are going to lose out. Okay. So these are the things which we'll need for our mission 2020. Now, another thing, how the society erodes your self-confidence is by saying something. So they will first laugh at you when you'll say, okay, CSIR at June 2020 is my mission. People will laugh at you. Then they'll challenge you. They'll say, hey, you can't do it. You don't have the right mindset only to qualify. The moment they see you really working hard, then they'll start appreciating you. I think you can qualify, but let's see. They'll start appreciating you. Okay. And then this will set, once you have qualified the exam, then they'll set you as an example and say, see, he's my friend, relative, whatever. He qualified the exam. Okay. So let's be very clear here, guys. People will say 100 things. Don't listen to it. You have to understand these points, okay? Motivation, guidance, support, self-belief, self-control, the right tools, coaching, and access to the best mentors. And the magic will happen. What people will say hardly matters. So this is a big no. If you get impacted by what people say, you're going to lose the game. Next, you are a seed, right? So you can see what the seed has done. This is my favorite picture. So what a seed does, a seed can break or explode a rock also. Okay. But if you are a seed, that means you need a lot of watering, you need a lot of nurturing. Then only you can grow into a tree. You are at the stage of a seed right now. And a seed cannot grow into a tree if the right environment, right guidance, and right support is not provided. So you must increase your potential. So how do you increase your potential? By having access to the right people around you. You see, we are defined by the company we keep or the people we are surrounded with. If we are surrounded with negative people who think we cannot achieve things, eventually they will demotivate you. They will hit on your self belief. Okay, you have to increase your potential. Next 6 months is in front of you, but if you do not believe in increasing your potential, if you're not positive about it, you don't work on it, you're not going to qualify. So you have to begin your day with a I get to mentality. I have to thought. Okay, I get to go to work. I get to have a busy day. Whatever it may be, we often dress our opportunities as stress. We start thinking, oh my god, again I have to write the exam in 2020. You think that it's stress. No, it is not a stress. It's a blessing. You got a chance. You are eligible. You have the right tools in front of you. What are you waiting for? Go increase your potential. So what we should do in our mission, we have to first plan. Okay, and that's what this workshop is all about, planning. Okay, and then the next step will be coming is execution. Once the planning is done, the only thing left is execution, right? Winning will happen in June. Definitely when you write the exam you will win, but if you do not plan today on this 19th of December 2019, if you do not plan, you do not listen to the plan today, how would you execute? Let me ask you a question. Will you sit in a plane where the pilot doesn't know how to fly the plane? You won't, right? The same way, when you sit into our coaching module or the course says, you need to know that we have a plan. We have a solid plan for Mission 2020 and we want to execute it with you. Now you see, without the right environment, what happens? Suppose this man was going alone. Can you see this? He would have fallen. But since there are other two people who are also supporting, they all pass through. In the picture 3 you can see they all pass through. That's what is the power of teamwork. So we all have to join hands to become a team. Are we a team, guys? Yes, we are team biotechnicans. Let us join hands, let us qualify this exam. Okay, with this support, this is the support. Can you see this is the support? We all need this support. Okay, we need hand holding. There is no problem in that. We should not be ashamed. Throughout your university exam you were taking help of teachers, so why not take help of teachers now? Now, what's included in our Mission 2020 course, which is starting 6th of January 2020? So we are going to have regular classes every day, 3 to 5 hours, maximum 5 hours, minimum of 3 hours classes will be there. It will be online as well as offline. Yes, very good question. Pariksha, you have your name also is Pariksha and you are preparing for a Pariksha, Mahapariksha. So 3 to 5. Yes, we have this question from Pariksha which he asked what is the timing. So we have timing from morning 10 o'clock to 1 o'clock. There is one batch. Another batch is from 2 o'clock to 5 o'clock. Another batch is from 7 o'clock to 10 o'clock. Special batch for those who are studying or working somewhere. Okay, but the chat support is there throughout day and night, so you can talk to the teacher anytime. Okay, so now what we're going to do, we are going to conduct these classes. You'll have the video backup of these classes. There will be AIMNet 2020 24/7 chat support. You won't get this anywhere. You won't have access to teachers anywhere like this. Now you'll have PowerPoints, animations, flashcards, quick notes and revision via QuickNet Revisor. Okay, so all these things will be included. Also, you can ask unlimited questions to our teachers during as well as after the classes, and you get a chance to interact with all the toppers who have qualified through Biotecnika via the toppers platform. So these are the things included in the Mission 2020 course. Apart from that, of course, there will be a test series on the NTA platform. Now what happened with most of the students who were enrolled with the coaching of Biotecnika in for December 2019, they got access to the NTA platform early, so they practiced all their AIMNet tests through the same platform. The look and feel was the same, so they were not surprised when they actually saw a part C question because they knew how to handle it. So that's the benefit of the Mission 2020 course. All right, so enough of talking about the course. It's starting 6th of January. If you are interested, you can dial our toll-free number, which is 1-800-200-1800-1200-1818. Okay, that's the number. Okay, so here we are. Learning is earning. I'm sure you all agree to that. So take charge of your destiny. Once a wise man asked, what is life? Life itself has no meaning. Life is an opportunity to create meaning. This is your chance to create meaning. You see, once you have qualified this exam, the road is open to you. You have to do your PhD, and after that, you get easy access to the industry. You get absorbed there at a higher pay scale. But if you do not utilize these 6 months very carefully, you're going to lose that. And I don't want you to do that. So what I want to do is I want you to become the CEO of your own life. You have to take decisions. Okay, so what a CEO does, he will be target driven, he'll be result oriented and focused. Okay, and a CEO doesn't take a no as an answer. Okay, the same way you should not take a no as an answer. How can it be that you won't be able to solve this question? I must be able to solve this question. That kind of a approach you have. So you have to become the CEO of your life, right? So you have to hire the right coaching experts, and you have to have the best mentors. You have to fire those people who are negative, who keep talking stuff which frustrates you, and promote yourself. Okay, promote yourself, your self belief, and that's going to help. All right, so without taking much time, this is what is this my favorite picture when I say never give up. You can see this tree fell years ago but never gave up, and that's what is my message to those who have written the exam for 3-4 times, could not qualify. Don't give up. That's the secret, my dear friend. People who don't give up will definitely succeed. Don't get frustrated that I wrote 3 times, I am not able to qualify, because maybe there was some mistake in the time management or the timetable management or the strategy. Let's sit together and discuss and fix it. Okay, by talking we can solve anything. So Biotecnika, as always, is always here with you. Okay, and I will see you at the end, right? So I will pass on the controls now to my colleagues. Okay, so today is the day, guys. Listen to the eminent educationalist of Biotecnika. Interact with the successful students through our toppers platform once you enroll. Ask your queries about CSIR Net 2020 and learn how you can enrich your career with our add-on courses. Remember, failure is first attempt in learning. Effort never dies. End is not the end, and next opportunity. That's what no means, next opportunity. So I'm handing over my controls to the my other colleagues who are going to talk to you in detail, and I will see you at the end with all the free downloads and stuff. Thank you.
Thank you, Shekhar sir, for the wonderful introduction. I hope I am audible to everyone out here. It's really overwhelming to see such a nice audience, such an interactive audience. And if I'm audible, if my PPT is visible to you, then I'd like to proceed to take you on a journey about how to clear or crack the CSIR Net 2020, right? So this is a kind of a master plan. You have to crack it. I'm sure many of you are in your final year, or you have already passed out last year. Maybe you have given 1 or 2 attempts, or you have been trying since several attempts through your own preparation, but you're not able to get it through. So let me share with you, out of my experience, some of the tips and tricks of how you can manage your timing and how you can go ahead with the preparation, right? So when we talk about the success in any competitive exam, so there are 3 crucial phases. It's not only in the CSIR Net exam, but in any exam, you have to plan. Without the plan, if you simply go ahead by somehow striking here and there, it is not going to work. You have to plan it, and there's advantage for planning. If you, first of all, you get very happy when you achieve what you had set your target for, and the second thing is you can manage the time very well, right? So, and you don't feel like you don't feel haphazard. Okay, everything falls into place and your preparation goes very well. Second thing is about the preparation. So this is the most important part, of course, but if your planning is well, and they are all important, equally important, right? So you don't think that you have just planned, you have chalked out the idea, but actually don't forget the main ingredient. You have to study, isn't it? You have to do the hard work. Yes, you require some 9 to 10 hours a day. That is correct, what you have heard. Okay, so CSIR, it's not an easy exam, right? It's the most prestigious national level exam that you have to clear to get into reputed institutions, right? And that's why obviously it will not come just like that to you, the success. You have to work hard for it. So if you are working professional, then don't get scared, because definitely you have to do something about this planning part, right? You have to donate some more hours to it. You have to cut short little bit what topics you are studying. So in that way you can do a bit of smart study. Okay, if you don't have a choice, you have to work and prepare along with it. So it might take a bit longer time, but if you strategize your planning, definitely you will get success. Then you have the performance part, that is in the exam, and everyone, you had your online exam, right? So is there anybody here who have just appeared for the exam? Okay, so I hope there's a mixed crowd over here. Some are just looking forward to appear for the first time. Maybe some have already appeared before, that is the offline mode also, the online mode also. So can I have a raise of hand? What's your views? I know there will be a lot of views for you. So can I have a can I know what do you feel about the format? Okay, so Ayushi, I understand that it is painful for and strainful for the eyes. I do understand. And yes, yes, definitely the pattern has changed. I will come to the pros and cons of the online format, the NTA format, new format. Definitely it's a change, right? And it's difficult to adapt to change, but that's what you have to do, right? So if you do all these things, dedicate with dedication, definitely you will be getting success. Okay. Now coming to the planning part, you have to select your units properly. So the first thing which you need to do is you have to get the syllabus in hand. So when I say that, you can have an online copy as well, but it's better to keep a hard copy so that you can mark on it, right? Yes, we are preparing for an online exam, so everything has to be online. There's no rule like that, right? Your preparation part, nobody said it has to be online. The old school still works. You have to write, you have to memorize things. For that, you require the paper and the pen, right? So that is why you need a syllabus. It gives you more confidence when you are taking it. Your options are important. It's all there on the paper, right? You can highlight them properly. So based on the number and frequency of questions asked in the previous examinations, tell you this stereotype has been broken. So this time there were some questions which was not from the usual topics which is asked in CSIR normally. Okay, so several biomath questions were not there. We had fewer unit 11 questions. The plant was lot of plant questions were asked, right? And some topics like Lotka, Volterra, which is very important topic, like I just named one. So all those questions were kind of missing from the paper, right? But still you can have, it's not necessary that next year also you may have something like that. Still you have to prepare, right? Now that they have broken the stereotype, it doesn't mean that you will not prepare for the important units. You still have to prepare for it, right? For example, enzyme kinetics, or you have the replication in eukaryotes, translation, you have the development biology, C. elegans, vulva development. So these are anyhow common topics and important topics. You have to study them because yes, they are in your syllabus. Okay, that for that reason only you have to study. Then unit topics to be studied. Then you have to choose which units you are comfortable with. So actually, the more you study, the more it will be better. What I analyzed from my, like, it's my personal opinion, that the more you will study, the more you will be able to answer. But when I say this, your study should not be superficial. It's not that you are trying to cover more. So students keep on asking me, like, how many units to study. So that is totally your choice. But what is definitely you have to do is you have to study in depth. Okay, so you do have conceptual questions, which is a characteristic of CSIR question, and for that your basics should be absolutely clear. The concept should be absolutely clear. Okay, if you just study superficially, it's not going to work. And in fact, the questions, they were memory based. So you also have to remember things, right? So for that you can take out some printouts. Those the preparation part, what you need to do and not. Okay. Then the preference of unit topics to be studied. But there will be a sequence in which you can study. You can choose the units which you feel is your strongest hand. Okay, so why not make them even more stronger, so that whatever questions come from it, you will be able to answer them, right? So among those important topics, you can select out which units you want to go through previous year 10 question papers at least, and you can just make a list of the topics and the keywords. So list of topics, for example, you have this actin, myosin, kinesin. These questions keep on coming. Some antibiotic resistance questions, it will come. Gene mapping, some pedigree. So these are like important topic keywords which you have to write down, that definitely you will have to study through all of them. Okay. So make another list of frequently asked topics. So for example, this RBC membrane is often asked, very frequently asked. Some statistical analysis, every time they will, like most of the time they will ask you this, either one of this normal distribution, binomial distribution. So why not like the frequently asked topics? Why to take a chance? Let's prepare and go, isn't it? Because anyhow they are what I said, the topics of the syllabus. Doesn't matter if you expect them in the next question paper as well, but at least that will cover your a part of the syllabus. Okay, so moving on. The next part will be planning. So the planning of the timing. This is the planning of timing. So how exactly do you study in a day? Now you have to designate certain hours to be studied in a day. Now whatever happens, you cannot deviate from that. That is where students lose it by the middle of the session. Okay, they are very excited. They start of the preparation at the highest gear, but somewhere in the middle it slows down. That is the reason, because the syllabus keeps on pending, because you are not studying, you are not doing your job. Your to-do list keeps on pending, and then you get scared, you feel there's not enough time. So make this in your head, you have to study how many hours you have designated, you have to do it. So if you have gone for a outing, or if you couldn't, you are not well, so you have to make it up for it. Okay, it's not that the day is gone, because you have counted number of days till the exam. So you have to make it up by either when you get well, you have to stay long for you have to stay awake for nights, or you can get up very early in the morning. So you have to compensate for the missing hours. Okay, then minimum 5 to 6 hours every day you have to study. So considering there is only 6 months time for preparation, this is minimum what I said based on working professionals. Okay, but what plan we are going to tell you, that plan has around 8 to 9 hours of study on an average, right? And you have to keep the difficult topics to be studied in your most effective and productive time of the day. So every student is different. Some feel very receptive in the morning, and some are very alert at the night hours, okay, or evening hours. So you have to decide which is your most receptive time, and keep the understanding topics for those timing, the difficult topics. Okay, take small breaks or power naps whenever you will feel saturated. Don't just sit and break your head if it is not going in your head. Maybe it's not that time, because many of you would have seen like you sit with a topic for hours, it will not get completed, or it will not you will not understand it. But later, if you just study for 10 minutes, that one thing which was not getting clear, it gets cleared, and everything is very easy for you. Okay, so you have to understand and respect that when you feel saturated, you have to take a break or a nap. Okay, now time management in preparation. Let me talk how you exactly during the preparation phase, how you can manage your time. The planning part, time management, we are helping you out. That is what we have come up with, a master plan for your mission 2020 CSIR exam. But when you are going for preparation, you have to select the timing properly. So try to assign day slots for unit in a week. So again, we have come up with that same idea, like this many hours for this topic, that many hours for that topic. So that is what you can assign hour slots for subunits in a day as well. So in a week, you assign slots for full units like unit 1 or unit 6. And then later in the day, in the days of the week, you can assign which hours you are going to study the subunit. Okay, if you can keep timing, well and good, but if you are not comfortable with setting a schedule as such, a timetable, then don't do, whatever works for you. Okay, and try not to study more than 2 units in a day, because as I said, it's conceptual, right? So if you study too many things together, it might not strike the right approach. Divide time slots for different activities under a topic. Now when you are studying the topic also, you have to divide your time accordingly. So the first slot, you try to study the topic and understand the concept very well. Okay, just give it a overview look and just understand by looking at the diagram or some keywords that what exactly it is trying to say. Okay, then you can go back and go through some questions from the topic from previous year question papers, and you have to make note of the subtopics which you are not able to solve or grasp. Okay, so you have studied the entire transcription part, but when you went for a particular question which was dealing with the sigma factor, some heat shock sigma factor, you may have missed out on the detail. So you can just write it down, you were not able to solve, or you were not able to understand. Then keep on solving more questions from that topics till you get the correct answers and confidently develop conceptual clarity. So that is what you have to do. You prepare, you go back to questions, you again come back to preparation. It's not that, okay, I study every minute detail and then that's it, my preparation is done. It doesn't work like that, okay? Three things have to go hand in hand. So your preparation has to go, then your questions, and then your revision, okay? So these things will keep on coming in rotations, right, till your exam. So revise what you have studied the previous day. Try to revise just to overview again the ones which you tend to forget, the missed out parts. Try to revise them continuously, okay? So this is what is our master plan, what Biotecnika has come up with for the benefit of the students appearing for CSIR. Now obviously this is for June 2020. So in the first month we have targeted units 1 and 6 as they are there are two reasons for that. Now, as I said, the plant approach, so India is basically an agricultural country, right? So I don't know why, but there are chances that there may be a more emphasis on plant-based questions. So not only for unit 6 but also in unit 13. Then you have some mapping techniques in unit 8, genetics also. So this is with this respect you will find the physiology you need to understand so that the other things get clear to you, right? And unit 1, definitely biochemistry. It covers all the macromolecules, their structure, their function. So definitely if you want to go for any other unit, you will require a bit of biochemistry understanding. So I am not saying that you cannot start with any other unit instead of 6 if you feel confident with some other unit. It's your strongest thing. You can deviate from this plan, but then try to make like this. Like if you want to personalize the timetable, you can do it according to your own wishes. But this is what kind of works for a general crowd, right? So as you see, depending on the subunit, so you have 3 hours. So as you can see, the total hour of study is 6 hours. So it's just first week of your preparation. So you should start it slow, okay? Immediately you should not jump off to directly, okay, 8 to 9 hours, I'll start with that. So it's the same thing as for exercise, okay? This is kind of like exercise only, your mental exercise. So directly you don't jump off to 7 to 8 hours, or 8 to 9 hours. So you start it slow. So we have divided this units. You have 3 hours for each. Now depending on the subunit weightage, for example, 1A is just the structure of atoms, molecules and chemical bonds, right? So this is quite easy to study. It shouldn't be taking a while. And we have also given 2 days. It's not that you have to complete one unit in complete day, right? So depending on the weightage of the unit, for example, the unit 6D, it takes quite a long amount of time, and that is how and the J part, that is metabolism in biochemistry. So you will take time for carbohydrate, vitamin, nucleotide metabolism, lipid metabolism, although it's not that important, but you can never know. Since it is in the syllabus, you have to put you have to put emphasis on that. Then we have kept some days for question solving from unit 1 and 6, okay? So you can select some days in that where you will search some previous year CSIR questions, or even Biotecnika provides you with mock tests and the unit tests. So you can go forward to see whatever questions have been asked. You can select some other competitive exams also. You can see questions from DBT, ICAR, GATE, right? So it's not that you have to only check CSIR questions, right? In the second month, you try to target unit 2, right? And you have to go for the third unit also now, because again they are quite important units, the cell biology and the molecular biology, right? So as you can see, the segregation has already been done. I haven't mentioned the hours. So as I said, that it depends on your flexibility, when you are available, when you are comfortable to do it, right? So this is just to balance, because unit 2 questions, they may be a little bit difficult, okay? Especially the cell division, and there will be, I think, the cytoskeleton, I mean cellular components. So that will require time. So you can segregate your days, one organelle, one day, and you can take time in your preparation, okay? You don't have to complete all the organelles this unit in one day. That is how you proceed forward, right? March, you concentrate on unit 4 and unit 5, right? So 5 developmental biology, this is cell signaling. Now these two are together because they do have a connection, okay? So many of the development processes, they will have cell signaling in them, and you need to know the components of cell signaling, how it is affecting, which gene it is affecting, okay, and what is the effect of the expression on it. That is why these two topics have been put together. When the development occurs in the embryo, so the cells are also communicating with each other. So you will come across words like cadherin, cell adhesion molecules, selectins. So you need to know what is the interaction. That is why the unit 4 and the unit 5 has been put together, okay? So again, now as you can see, your hours of study have increased by this time, and here you can have a cross check of your own, how much of that target is achieved or not, okay? April will be genetics, and you can also start with ecology as well, ecology and evolution side by side. Again, ecology and evolution, they are kind of connected, so you start along with them, okay? Then you have unit 13, so 13A subunit, that is your isolation of nucleic acids. You have many topics under that. You have the protein sequencing, DNA sequencing, you have to learn the methods. That is why you have more days for that, okay? And some topics such as the statistics and then radioisotopes, so they will be just requiring 1 day, and I think 4 hours should be enough for you to cover that, okay? They are relatively smaller topics, okay? So again, genetics and unit 13, I'm not saying only genetics, but it does have some relevance to understand the concepts. So because 13 unit is more of application based units, okay? That is why you may have an advantage. Ecology or evolution are studied together. It continues in the May month also, and the May month you have to increase your study hours more. It's the peak time, and somewhere after that you have to slow down once again. Now why you have to slow down? Because now more hours you have to dedicate for revision, because you are close to the June month, but that doesn't mean your revision hasn't happened all this time, okay? So if you see in the month of May, you have the unit 12, that is totally application based. So by the time you have studied all the units, so you can concentrate on the 12 unit, and you can concentrate on the 7, that is animal physiology, okay? So as I generally tell, animal physiology is pretty like difficult questions. Like you have to study a whole lot to answer 6 to 7 questions in the paper, and that too, it's not always sure that you will be getting the questions correct, okay? They might be from some unknown domain which you couldn't cover even if you studied a considerable bit of the syllabus, okay? Then 9 is also mainly 9A and 9B. The topics are important, but still you have to study it. Again, this is the unit which is underlooked. Even this time also the questions were very less from unit 9, right? So you have to just finish it within just few days, and the rest of the unit 7. So unit 7, you can take your time, because it might not be so much receptive, because it is more of theory part. So every day you just give little bit of timing, okay? So 3 hours should be enough for that. So as I said, revision goes hand in hand. So along with this, revision of previously studied topics and question papers should be done every day, okay? So you have all this designated days for question solving from unit 10, 11, question solving from unit 8, 11, 8 and 13. But it doesn't mean that every day you will not do. So the first few days what you started with 6 hours, 7 hours. So you will have to figure out 2 hours. For first 2 months, 2 hours revision should be there. Whatever topics you have studied. That may be a topic studies in the previous week or the previous day or even the previous month. Okay, so it depends on the intensity, importance of the topic, how much difficult it is, okay, difficulty, intensity. And for the next 2 months, that is your March and April, you have to make that revision 3 hours a day, okay? Every day you have to revise. So doesn't matter. One thing what I'll tell you is, even if your designated hours of study is not completed, do not make a compromise on the revision hours, okay? So even like you could only study 6 hours of the day and you still have 2-3 hours left, do not go for completing those hours. It's better you leave where you have studied, how much you studied, and you go for the 2-3 hours for revision. So revision should happen every day and along with question solving. Okay, so you can't tell me you don't have questions. As I said, many sources are there for this question paper is there, different competitive exam, even at the back of the reference books also. Next you will get to know what are the reference books, so you will be able to understand what which questions you have to put more emphasis on. Okay, and for May, make it 4 hours a day, and for June, you have very few days left in June, because generally it's the second week Sunday what the exam they schedule. So the whatever June you have, that you have to go for revision. Okay, so here you have to go for 5 hours of revision over here, and then 7th and 8th it will be a question solving session, and 9th, 10th, 11th and 12th, all these 4 days you have to do a very quick revision of the units. So you can just segregate your day 12 to 15 hours, so 4 to 5 hours per unit. So entire unit 1, only the important topics you cannot be stuck with. So that is where if you don't revise continuously, you will not be able to revise the entire unit within 5 hours. Okay, and then you will feel completely lost, because unit 1 you would have studied in January. So you will feel completely lost what kind of how to revise entire of it in the June. Okay, everything will be forgotten by that time, right? And the 13th, you don't try to study anything, just make it very light, keep it very light, only question solving and just some important point revision. That's all. Okay. So coming to the revision part, you have to categorize the topics depending on where you stand, whether it is a weak topic, medium topic, strong, and accordingly you have to designate your time for that, right? So prepare a checklist of the critical topics for last few days. So when you're going for the revision, so what you are revising in May, for example, you found some topics which are not able to retain. Okay, so for example, Line-Weaver-Burke plot, or some vitamin classification you're not able to remember. So you have to make a list of those critical topics that you have to revise in the last few days. Okay, so divide your day in 2 segments. One will be for unit content revision and question solving. This is for the revision phase. Okay, so when you have this, you can divide your day. You have to revise and then you have to solve the questions. And definitely you have to keep appearing for mock test in between. Okay, time to time you have to keep on going for the test. Now when it comes to performance, I hope you know in the online format also you do have option of selecting which part you want to answer first. So it's better, since part C carries the most marks question, it is advisable to answer the part C first, because they are maximum scoring. So 90 to 100 minutes can be dedicated for this section, around 1.5 hours. After that, the part B is mostly memory based, so there are very short and straightforward questions. So this can be done in a very short period of time, provided you know it, and that is why you have to study well. You have to do the memory part thing, right? So within 45 to 50 minutes you should be able to complete the unit B and section B. And section A are tricky, so you have to keep a segregated slot of 30 minutes for this section, right? Because they are tricky, you don't think that you have to solve them first, because you need to have a clear mind for that, because then you might miss out on the part C questions. Okay, you might miss out on a lot of marks. Then keep the last 10 minutes for revision and ensuring that you have not missed out marking the known questions. Okay, so this online format, you have to go back to the questions where you have marked for review. That is kind of a benefit which I will say, which was not there in the offline mode. So you can mark the questions which are important or which you know, so you can just save and mark for review that definitely you have solved those questions. Okay, so if we talk about the NTA format, the evaluation time, we are just weighing in some pros and cons of it, right? So I got many replies from the audience, so I want to put my own 2 cents about it, what I feel about the pros and cons. Okay, so evaluation time and process can be expected to be less, because we have to wait for how much, 3-4 months, right? So by the time the next notification of CSIR comes, that is when our result comes out for the next exam. So we expect, since it is a online evaluation, you might get a reduction in that evaluation time and your results might come out earlier. Okay. Another benefit, very important benefit, is that you have a timer displayed on top of the screen, right? In offline mode, you have to keep a watch in front of you. You may forget looking at the watch, but the online mode doesn't allow you to do that. You have to, the timer keeps on ticking. Now for some people, they said, they gave me the review that it was kind of overwhelming for them. They were getting frustrated seeing lesser time is there. But you have to practice looking at it in a positive way, not getting panicked by it. Okay. Then another advantage is you have check boxes for marking answers. So the benefit of changing answer at a later point. So you have marked for a particular answer. Had it been OMR, you have already shaded that question, right? And you know, in OMR you cannot change the shading. Okay, they mention it very clearly. So in fact, in OMR filling detail, there is no more mistakes which happen. So definitely time is saved. You don't have to fill in very carefully your personal details, and there were a lot of mistakes which were done because of that. Many students, they are very panicked during the exam. They are anxious about the exam, and they have a tendency to make mistakes in filling up the OMR. So no more details. You just have to go over there, your username and your password. Just have to enter your password, your date of birth, and that's it. You can start the exam right away. Right? So no more marking the answer for the wrong question. So how many of you have done that? You are seeing a question, say for example, it's question number 26, but when you go on the OMR paper to mark, by mistake you are marking on question number 25. Because if you remember, the options were very close to each other. Okay, so 25, 26. So when you are panicked, you may by mistake mark the 25 option. Now once it is marked, even if you know the 25th question and this is a wrong choice, you cannot change it. So all these mistakes can be avoided in the NTA format. And as I said, it is very easy to track your progress in the exam, right? So I will be showing you a few screenshots of what this looks like, why you can track your progress. And if you take it in that way, definitely no paper wasted. Imagine how many students appear for CSI every 6 months, right? So it's environmental friendly. Okay. Now, why is it easy to track your progress in exam? So you have all these options. However, some students complain that this option was not there, that one of the save and mark for review option did not appear in their screen. But definitely you can go for all this. This will show which question you have not visited. So I have seen many students missing out on a question. Okay, so maybe if you had the paper, like the question paper, so somewhere here the question was there. Okay, so you were just looking at all the other questions, but somehow you missed out this question. It's a small question, but later you come back and you see that you knew that question very well, right? So you will feel very bad, and even more bad if it is a part C question. You have missed out on Pakka 4 marks, right? So you have, it will show in the exam, in the screen, which questions you have not seen yet, so that you don't miss it out. If you have not answered the question, you have seen it. So again, these are very colorful, bold colors. So definitely, before the exam, it's my suggestion, learn this so that at a look, at a glance only, you will be able to see what is happening, right? Green is you have answered the question. Purple is you have not answered the question but have marked the question for review, and if there is a green dot in it, that means you have answered but you have marked it for review to be considered for evaluation. So if you look at the screen, now here is your timer which is ticking, and like this, as you can see, this is the first question which I am viewing, isn't it? Now here it is not answered. I have viewed it, but I haven't selected any of the answers yet, right? So here only I have the option of selecting and then save for next, save and next. It will go to the second question, or else I can save and mark for review later. So then it will be coming for the purple mark. It will be coming as a purple mark. Or else if you have answered and later if you have marked for review, so like this will be you have answered, marked for review, it will come with a purple and a green dot in between. But if you have just marked for review, you haven't answered it yet, so it will come in a purple color. or else you have the option of clearing the response. So if you have marked it, means you want to remove your option. Anyways, that's not a point, because if you have marked this, if you click on third again, your answer will be changed. But then whatever this has been made, the color code has been made, that response will be cleared off. Okay. So if you go for a part C question, now see, I have started with the part C question. So this is the 70th question. I have viewed it, but I have not answered it. So it is clearly there, and you can see I haven't checked out any of these questions yet. So that is why they are this color, right? Then you have the marked for review. How many are there? So here itself you can have a very clear understanding. Okay, these many, this is just for example. Okay, one I have which I have to go back and check. I haven't selected the answer yet. Okay, this one I had marked, but let me just review my choices. This I haven't marked, so let me go and observe it. So like this, it is very easy to see where you stand in the paper. Okay. But that can be one of the cons of the NTA format. So as you can see, this is a part C question. That too the question 145, which is probably from the unit 13, right, or unit 12. So as you can see, you have to scroll down for the rest of the question. You may not be able to get a full glimpse of the question, although there is a option where you can go and look at the entire question paper. But if you have to stay in the question window itself, you have to continuously scroll down and up to match the question with the answer. So that can be a real disadvantage according to me. Okay, because part C question is conceptual. You have to see the match the experimental results along with the options, and accordingly you can strike off. Okay, so what are the cons? That scrolling is surely a problem, difficult to match options with the answer, which I said. So it can be strenuous for eyes also, and at some centers students complained there were some technical issues. The scrolling of their mouse was disabled at some centers, and even it took time to start the system. So all this can be a disadvantage because it's technical, but then everything has its own pros and cons. And mark for review and next option was not available. Okay, it was not made available. The most important, another cons which I will say, some students work on elimination and answering. So you eliminate out what possibility is there, they would have put a strike on the option, and whichever option is possible, they will keep that option. Okay, so that also cannot happen over here. You have to select like only through the visual aid. Unit oriented sequence is removed. So earlier the questions would be segregated, all unit 1 questions together first, then unit 2 question, then unit 3 question. So accordingly you can skip a chunk of questions thinking that it is from the same unit. But here every question is shuffled, so you will have to see each and every question to find out which unit it is from. Okay, so the one thing which we all saw this time, the stereotype of question format was broken. Format in the sense what type of questions are coming, what kind of questions are coming. Okay, but pattern, not the exam pattern like in the sense how many marks, how many parts, but the type of questions definitely has seen a change. Okay, so that's all for my views about this time NTA format CSIR exam. I hope each and every one of you will benefit from this master plan to crack CSIR this time. And if you need any further assistance or if you have already appeared, you want to share your success with us, definitely do give us a call. Okay, so I'll hand over the session to Dr. Priyanjana. She will be talking more about some strategies and also about how to execute out this master plan. Thank you, students. It was really nice talking to you. Over to Priyanjana.
Good evening, students. Am I audible to you all? Okay. Okay. Please confirm. And I guess my slide is visible to all of you. Okay. Okay. So very good evening to all of you. This is Priyanjana Ghosh, and I will be discussing with you about the CSIR Net Mission 2020. Okay, and we had a really wonderful and motivating lectures from our CEO Shekhar Suman sir and Urmi Mala Ray, and it was really scintillating lectures delivered by them. So next, we will be taking over to you in the next half of this CSIR Net Mission 2020. So I guess students, you all got to know about the master plan timetable for your next and upcoming 6 months preparation for your CSIR. I guess it was really beneficial to all of you. Yes, Nisha, you're absolutely correct. Yes. And how was your examination this time? Let me know your reactions. Let me know your reviews. How was it? Okay. Yes, Rahul, this time it was, yes, actually this time the question paper, the questions were much more easier, but the pattern was different. So yes, you might find it difficult this time, but it will be solved from the next time when you will be accustomed to this particular new mode of examination. Yes. Okay, so let's start with it. So I guess the revision, how to revise, how to frame up your timetable, a perfect routine for your CSIR strategy. As all of us now know that from this time, your pattern of your examination has changed. Okay, it's an online mode. So you might find it panicky that sometimes at the back of your mind, it might going on that how will I write my exams, whoever is sitting for the next examination also. So just shed off all those things from your mind. Okay, so do not worry with it. I'm telling that this pattern is going to be really good for all of you. Okay, so I guess Urmimala ma'am has discussed all those points with you all. And so now what we need to focus upon is that how can you make up a very good and a very crisp routine, okay, so that your study becomes much more easier for you all. Okay, so and how can we say that what should an effective student for a CSIR should be? Okay, so he has to have a regular study schedule. You should work at the same time each day. You should work mostly in a regular study place. That means definitely as we have launched a new study format and a timetable for you all, so that will definitely be helpful for you all as a study schedule. Okay, so if you follow that particular study schedule, it really going to help you out. Okay, another most important thing is maintaining a continuity in your study. It's very, very important. Okay, so suppose you're sitting with any particular unit for today and you're giving a 2 to 3 day gaps in between, that won't be really judicious for your preparation. Okay, so you have to maintain a continuity, you have to maintain a pace for your preparation, and that what's being said as works mostly or works at the same time each day. And an effective student for CSIR will be working in a regular study place. A very vital point I want to discuss with you all is we commonly have this problem. It's not a problem, no, it's a trend, we can say, that we try to do a group study. Okay, so let's do a group study. So basically, no, this is a completely competitive examination. You have to study on your own, you have to prepare on your own. So this group study is not much preferable, because yes, you can do in your initial days of your CSIR preparation, but not when the exams are knocking at the door. So that is what is being said in the third point here, that is works mostly in a regular study place. Okay, you have to fix up a common and fix up a constant study place. Works for short periods with frequent rest breaks. Yes, definitely everybody wants a break. Okay, so no one can study, no one can do any work at a constant pace. You have to take some frequent breaks. So that is very, very important. You can take break, but not for too long. That might break your continuity for your preparation. Next, reviews notes soon after a lecture. Okay, so suppose this we are dealing or we are helping you out to plan your mission for 2020. So those who are willing to take the coaching, and as well as those who are only want to sit and prepare at your home, for both of you, like reviewing notes soon after a lecture. Suppose you are going through any kind of a lecture, okay, so it's very, very important after going through that lecture, you have to go through that particular note or particular topic, okay. That is very, very important. Only listening to the lectures won't complete your preparation, because self-study is one of the most important thing which CSIR demands for, okay. You have to study on your own, and does not leave work until the last minute. This is very important. Suppose I tell you, you sat with a particular unit, suppose unit 1 in the evening, suppose you started preparing unit 1 from 7 p.m. So suppose you are practicing questions from enzyme kinetics, and suddenly after half an hour you are thinking that no, I won't do enzyme kinetics, I will be shifting to some other unit, I can do something from unit 5. But that is a very, very bad practice. Yes, yes, Survin. Yes, tell me. Yes. Yeah, Survin. Exactly. That is, I was telling you, that is a very bad practice. You're telling that you are sitting with some unit and currently you actually lose patience and you move to the other unit, and that is a very, very bad practice. It's not only for Surveen, it happens with most of the students, okay? So that is where your concentration needs to be focused on one particular thing, okay? So that is what is about, does not leave work until the last minute. This quality should be within an effective student for a CSIR preparation, okay? Yes. Yes, Gotwami, yes. Now, doesn't get easily distracted, okay? So, exactly, that is, you have to avoid any kind of distractions, and I tell you, the most important source of your distraction, you'll all agree with me, that is your mobile phones, okay? That has to be kept aside. Whenever you are sitting for yes, so many replies, positive replies I'm getting that yes, yes, that mobile phones are a source of distraction. So when you know this, you have to abide by, okay, that no, I won't be using mobile phones during when we are sitting for my preparation, okay, because this is a very important examination which we have to crack by hook or by crook, okay. So that is what you have to follow. Next is does not get easily distracted. That is what I told you. That is, one is mobile phone, second is friends, third is television. So these you have to avoid. Okay. Now, does not need exams for motivation. Now, see, we say that exams, when we say that, yes, I'll take a test of you, I'll take a test, or teachers are saying, yes, I'll have to take a test. So you have the pressure on your mind that, no, I have to prepare because there will be a test. So that should not be the thing, because you have to understand the importance of this examination. So once you are done with this examination, you are eligible to pursue the highest degree of the nation, which is PhD. Okay, so that you have to keep in mind always. You have to poke that in your mind that yes, I need to do it. So for that, I need not be pressurized that I have to sit for this test. I have to prepare well first. Okay, so that is what all about. Does not need exams for motivation. So I guess you already developed a rough idea about how will you plan for your upcoming CSIR examination. So still I would like to talk about some of the revision strategies which you can allot for yourself. Okay, that is, you can spend at least 5 hours, I would say 5 hours will be more sufficient. It should be 6 to 7 hours, and you can, if you consult or if you go through our master plan timetable for the upcoming session, you will get to see minimum you should devote 6 to 8 hours per day. Okay, so and allot 1 hour extra for revision. So this 1 hour extra for revision, you can keep it in the later point of time, that is after, like when the exam is nearby, like just 1 month before the exams, you can allot 1 hour extra for the revision. First you need to cope up with the units. Okay. Now take the important topics at first. Now this is a very important thing which I always tell my students, like you have to keep your units on a priority basis. Suppose I say the most important units are unit 2, 3, 4, 5, these, the first 4 and also 1, but 1 I'm coming to it later on. So 2, 3, 4, 5, I need to do it first by hook or by crook. Okay, so that is your units on priority. Now what are the remaining units left? Unit 1, 8, 9, 7, 10, 11, 12, 13. Now out of these units, suppose coming to unit 12 and 9. So if you go through your syllabus, you will see unit 9 and 12, you have to cover a small portion of them because it's from a very restricted part. You will see questions are coming from 9 and 12. So I cannot consider unit 9 and 12 to be as a whole large unit. It's a small things which we have to cover. So after 2, 3, 4, 5, I can cover up portions which are definitely coming from 9. Suppose cladistics, suppose phonetics. So this we can cover up, and unit 12. Now remaining, what is it? Unit 1, 6, 7, 8, 12. Sorry, 13. So now suppose somebody is, they have a strong field, or it's her or his strong background is animal science. So definitely he or she can take up unit 7 as their strong background. Yes. Yes, Rahul, tell me. Yeah, definitely, if you can, suppose you have a strong knowledge on both plant and animal, why not? Okay, this is, I'm talking about a generalized routine. Okay, so that is what? That is, suppose if you're strong in animal science, your affinity should be towards unit 7. Okay, so you're definitely, a stronger preparation should go with unit 7. So you can omit unit 6, but I would say unit 6 is a very scoring part. Okay, and one thing, if you have noticed that the first 2 parts of unit 6, like photosynthesis and respiration, you'll get questions from those 2 parts every time. So I would say if you're leaving unit 6, don't leave the entire unit, only you can do the first 2 parts. Okay, yes, thank you so much. Now, yes, Sunita, tell me. No, 13 is a very important unit here. 13 you cannot leave. 13, I'm telling you, the most important parts of 13 are unit part A, part B, part C. The first 3 parts under unit 13 has to be covered. Okay, so, and also the microscopic techniques you have under unit 13, that also needs to be covered. Okay, and unit 1, yes, you might leave unit 1 because those who are strong with mathematics background, yes, there are certain numericals with unit 1, so they might have, or they might face problem with unit 1. Okay, so for them you can only do the metabolism part from the unit 1, and rest, if you're not confident with the other parts of unit 1, so you can definitely leave them. Okay, no issue in that. So take the important topics at first, and as soon as you complete a topic, revise it instantly. Okay, this is a very important practice. You have to do it every time when you have already covered a topic. So suppose you have done a particular part today, so next time when you're sitting for the same thing, suppose it should be from the same unit. Suppose you have covered a particular topic from unit 2, and the next to next day, suppose again you sat with unit 2, then revise the portion which you have already covered the previous day. Okay, that is very important. Also perform the combined revision of the topics which you studied during the whole day long before going to sleep at night. So this is a very it's a good practice. If you just before going to bed, if you just revise what you have studied for the day, definitely it will be it will help you to keep a track that yes, it is in my mind. Okay, so utilize the morning hours on those topics that you find difficult to learn and understand, because see, morning time is the major time you have. Okay, but sometimes many of you when you will be taking the coaching for or many students of Biotecnika who are joining or who will be pursuing their coaching in the morning hours. So for them, I would say that yes, keep the maximum hours for later point of time. Okay. Morning, you can devote at least 2 hours of time for your study, and rest you have to plan your timetable post 2 p.m. or post 3 p.m. Okay, so that is way. Yes, yes, Pritha, hi. If you're at home, then no problem. Okay, so you can definitely manage the morning hours, because morning hours is the most vital time, no? Because you're getting the whole length of the day for your study. So at least or easily you can keep 2 units for your preparation in the morning hours. Yes, so noon hours should be spent on the topics which can be solved with the help of short tricks and method. Fine. So the major part, the units which need a lot of understanding, unit 2, unit 8, unit 4, okay, immunology. So these you can keep it for the morning hours. And those who will be, suppose if you are going for the online coaching, so no problem. So you have the whole day long with you. Okay. So noon hours should be spent on the topics which can be solved with the help of short tricks and methods, and try to cover your maximum portion in the morning and noon hours, and dedicate the evening hours for refining your performance. Fine? Yes. So each day try to revise with at least 3 units from your CSIR syllabus. And per day try to solve 80 MCQs. And your ratio should be very important, students. 20 part A, 35 part B, and 25 part C. If not, you can make it 10 part A, you can make it 20 part B, and you can make it 15 part C questions every day. Okay, either from any of our question bank or any other books you are having, or from the CSIR previous 10-year question bank. But please keep a practice of questions. It will really help you out to understand your concepts. Okay. And so this actually the last point doesn't go with you now. Like suppose just 1 month or 15 days left and you are thinking to start with a new unit, don't do that. It's a big no. Why? Because just keep in mind that whatever syllabus you have to complete, it should be prior 1 month of your examination, and 1 month should be a revision time. So no picking up with new units. Okay, this you have to make a very strict rule with you that you have to do it. Okay. And each day try to revise with at least 3 units. But if you look at our timetable, it is telling you about 2 units. But if you can go for 3 units revision. Okay, it will be very good for you. Okay. So now coming to the most important part is reference books. Okay, it's very, very important what type of reference books you should be using for all the 13 units. So see, for unit 2 cell biology, you can go for this one, that is Cell Biology by Karp. Okay, and another book is very good is Watson is there, Molecular Biology of the Gene. So these are the standard books I'm talking about, which you need to go through for your CSIR preparation. Okay, very important. Yes, anyone you can follow. Yes, Pritha, any one of you can follow. These 2 books, yes, Plant Systematics is Gurcharan Singh. This book is specially for your unit 5, where you have plant systematics and taxonomy. So this book is a very good book, you can follow for it. And definitely Gilbert, we all know, for unit 5, Animal Developmental Biology. No other book can be referred for this one. Okay, so you can trust this book for your CSIR preparation for unit 5. Yes, so next one is the Plant Physiology by Theis and Zager, and this is the 5th edition. Definitely 6th edition is also available, but I would suggest you to go through 5th edition, because some things, yes, you can follow 2 editions. Both of the editions are good. You can follow both of them. and it's much more student friendly, and the question pattern, if you go through of CSIR, they are much based on These plant physiology. Okay. And next, another very good book for your Unit 7 Animal Physiology will be Guyton. Yanong is there. These two are very good books, reference books for your preparation for the Unit 7. Yes, next is for your Unit 8, that is Principle of Genetics by Snustad. It's a very good book. You can also go for iGenetics by Peter Russell. It's another very important book. Okay, both these books can be used for your reference for Unit 8. Yes, no problem, no problem. If you have any one of them, you can follow either Snustad or Russell. Both are very good. Yes. Next is, I didn't tell you about Unit 4. Definitely Unit 4, the immunology part, you can go through QB by immunology. And for Unit 1, none other than, I would suggest, that is your biochemistry and molecular biology by, we have Leninger. I missed out that. And this one for your Unit 13, you can follow this book, that is Principles and Techniques of Biochemistry and Molecular Biology by Wilson and Walker. And the Wilson Walker 7th edition, it's available in the internet. You can download that particular ebook of Wilson Walker. But the thing is, in Wilson Walker, you will get the abridged versions of all the techniques. It's not, I would not say a very detailed form of all the techniques is given in Wilson Walker. See, for that, each of the techniques has its own individual books. Okay, so you can follow any of the individual books. Suppose I have, I'll just show you. Understanding Light Microscopy, there's a very good book by Sanderson. Okay, and there's another very good book by Principles and Practice of Biostats. Okay, so by Solomon Christopher, it's a very good book again. So like this, if I divide the entire Unit 13, you'll find like books on each and every techniques. Okay, so it's basically or practically not possible for you to go through all the books. So what you can do is, it's best to follow his Wilson Walker. Okay, and last but not least, that is 10-11 Ecology, Biodiversity. You can go for these two. These are very good to refer for ecology. One is the Odom, Fundamentals of Ecology by Odom and Smith and Smith. Okay, Elements of Ecology by Smith and Smith. Okay. Now, another important thing which for today's webinar is like balancing coaching and self-study. It's a very important thing. So those, I guess many of our students are listening to this webinar now. So how this is a very important thing for them, that how to balance the coaching and self-study. So suppose a minimum of 6 to 7 hours has to be given for a strong CSI preparation, but you might ask me that how can we devote 6 to 7 hours of time by doing this coaching? Yes, you can. Because when you are going for a coaching, or suppose if I talk about Biotecnika's own coaching, it will be only for your 3 maximum to 4 hours, but not more than that. Then 24 hours we have. Okay, if you subtract by your traveling time, I take up 2 hours, so 4 plus 2, 6 hours, then also you'll have 19 to 18 hours of study. Okay, so among that time, you can easily make out 6 to 7 hours of time, correct? So the same can be achieved by pursuing Biotecnika's classroom or online coaching that I just said only, that I mentioned only now. Okay. Yes, I know that you have to travel, dear, but okay. Suppose your 4 hours of coaching session and 4 hours of traveling, or 3 hours of traveling. I guess not more than that. If you stay so far away from the coaching centers, then definitely you are taking up online session, right? So for that, 6 to 7 hours you can easily make out. Now, generally, we provide classroom or online coaching for a span of 3 to 4 hours each day, and rest till you have almost 12 hours, excluding traveling time that I discussed with you. Okay, so it's easily you can balance. Now, you have another thing, those who are going for the classroom or a regular program, you're getting Saturdays and Sundays. So you have to make up very well on those 2 days. So if you are devoting 5 to 6 hours time in the weekdays, so you have to divide much more time on the weekend. Okay, suppose it should be like 8 to 9 hours. So need not worry with the tests and quests, as those are already conducted by Biotecnika. Definitely you don't have to think about if you are taking up the coaching program for or with us, then you have already, those who are already enrolled with us, they know about AIMNet test series, they know about various test portals we have. So you don't have to think about the questionnaire or the question bank you need to practice. You just concentrate on your study, and tests will be conducted by us. So you don't have to devote time on that. Okay. Yes. So this time, many of our students, I'll show you some of the feedbacks which we received from our students, that they found the much more like the NTA pattern this time. They found much more similar, because those who are enrolled with us, they know that how we used to conduct the online tests. Okay, we launched this pattern much before, and students were very much relaxed with this particular NTA pattern, and we didn't find any complaint. Okay, they were already accustomed with this particular format. So that is what. And many of our students, I'll just show you the feedbacks. Yes, we received these feedbacks from our own students. Like one, I'll just read it out for you. That give your overall feedback on the online CBT exam. So the student replied, it's new experience of giving online exam, but not very difficult. First few minutes takes time to adjust as it's new, and with long questions, scrolling the whole question again and again is also taking time, but overall it's good. But similarly, we also received that the format was comfortable with them, but the thing is, as because they are accustomed to that OMR sheet format, it was just a bit difficult for them to adjust to that particular environment. Otherwise, it was all okay with them. Okay. So another feedback, like overall experience of taking online CBT exam was good. It's very reliable to take CSIR net online mode of examination. I'll just tell you one thing, one very good side of CBT mode is, like in case of OMR sheet, if you have mistakenly, or if you have already marked your answer, encircled your OMR, you could not go back and change your answer. But with this mode, you can definitely change your answer at any point of time. This is a big advantage for all of you. Okay, so I would say this is a very good format. So don't panic with this new format. Just enjoy this format. Okay. So this is what we have graphically tried to represent it, this the difficulty level, that is the CSIR offline mode examination compared with CBT online mode, and that is what it came out. Easy, yes, 44.2% said it's easy, and 40.0 moderate, but difficulty or very difficult is least. Okay, that is only 4.2 and 11.7% said it's very difficult or difficult. Yes, so as we are end of this webinar, so we need a special attention from you all, okay, as you are there with us from a long time. So Biotecnika will be providing the hard copy version of our Master Plan 2020 timetable to all the students, whoever visiting our centers for their admission. And our centers are at Kolkata, Noida, Bangalore, Pune and Chennai. Okay, so it's a good thing that yes, you will be getting the hard copy version of our timetable, whoever is taking or coming up to our centers, okay, for any kind of inquiry. Thank you, all of you. Yes, it's a very good thing. Thank you so much, all of you. Thank you. Yes, so I would say that hurry up. Classes are starting soon with Biotecnika's classroom and online coaching program. So do enroll with us. We have both classroom regular and weekend. Regular is from Monday to Friday, weekends on Saturdays and Sundays. And we also provide online coaching, which is commencing from 6th January 2020. Okay, so hurry up, okay, if you want to enroll with us. So thank you so much, students, for patient hearing. And yes, if you have any questions or if you have any doubts, do visit our site. We are at www.biotecnika.org. Thank you so much, students, and all the very best to all of you for your upcoming exam in June 2020. All the very best. And I'll pass on to our Shekhar sir. He will be ending our session with a concluding note. Thank you so much.
All right. So I hope that was really insightful. Thank you, Dr. Urmimala and Dr. Priyanjana. I'm really thankful to both of you for sharing your beautiful thoughts. And now that we have concluded the CSIR Net Mission 2020 workshop, I'll be waiting for your enrollments for our 6th January batch. Okay. And now is the time to transfer or give you the download links. Okay, I will be sending you an email shortly, so you should be receiving an email which will have all these links. Now only those who are attending till now will be getting the link. Okay, the people who left in the middle will not be getting the link. Thanks a lot for attending till the end. Now to all those who attended this workshop, I hope you enjoyed it. Remember, there is no harm in failing. Failure is an opportunity to begin again intelligently. And this was told by somebody really a great man, Henry Ford. I want you not to be scared of failure. Go for it. CSIR Net December or June 2020 is in front of you. Take it as a mission and do not stop when you're tired. Stop when you're done. A small glimpse of the timetable has been shown by Dr. Priyanjana already. I'm going to share the link via email to all of you. Follow the timetable, study hard, and join us in our mission to qualify CSIR Net in June 2020. The batch will start on 6th of Jan 2020, and you can call this toll-free number and take all the details. You can also interact with our experts in chat and take all the details. Thanks a lot for watching, attending this webinar. Have a great evening. Thank you. Yes, I'll be there in chat for some time. You can ask me the questions. Thank you. Have a great day. Bye-bye.